Alrighty. Good morning, everybody. Or good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. I am looking especially greasy today, but I haven't done a stream or a video in a little bit. So I wanted to reconnect with all you guys. How's everybody doing? Who do we got in the chat? I see Taylor and Sahil. When's it going to start? Whenever I want it to start, that's when it's going to start. Whether it be on time or late, it's up to me. That's the beauty of this. Hope you guys are all doing well. We're going to warm up just a little bit, chit chat a bit. Let me know how you guys are doing. Let me know everything's good in terms of audio and all of that sort of stuff. Today we're going to have just kind of a exploratory stream, so I have no idea how this is going to go. Amanda, good afternoon. Upbeat Nomad, what's up? Good to see you. Welcome in. Hope you guys are all doing well. How's everybody doing? Did you guys have a good weekend? Good start to your week? So today, while we're waiting for people to join, what I wanted to quickly go over with you guys is that my hope for today is that I'll be able to essentially add some search functionality to the Permaslug website. And I have this theory that maybe I can do kind of a primary search-driven navigation. So of course, I'll still have some basic links in our menu and kind of our off canvas, which I'll get to in a little bit, but I really want to see if we can use search to drive the main functionality of the site. So we'll see how it goes. Taylor says, I'm outraged they hit me with an ad. They have to scrape out every dollar from you that they can. I appreciate you being a subscriber to the channel, both in terms of your membership and your subscription. Amanda says, windy in the west of Ireland. I suspect it probably is. Yeah, I want to get there. I want to come see for myself. Bradbury, good afternoon. It's been some time since you fired up O2. Well, I suspect you're probably one of many in that situation. And I was going to briefly mention that it seems like the whole, well, not the whole community, but tons of people in the Oxygen community have become suddenly outraged after Lewis's Facebook AMA. I've gotten numerous messages from people that are like, is Oxygen dead? Are they going to keep, fixing it and growing it and all this kind of stuff? Seems like a bunch of people are super bent out of shape after that AMA. So I'm really curious to see what Lewis's secret project is and also what the reception is like. So we'll see. Maybe it's an evolution of Oxygen in view finally, so people can stop questioning that and wondering what that is. So we'll give people just another minute. I know YouTube kind of takes a little bit of time to push out the notifications to folks. And then I don't really like doing the warm-ups where it's just like a warm-up screen, especially for people watching later. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, Amanda, you're totally right. Chinese Whisper is exactly it. And outrage is the default state of mind on social media. Yeah, it is always generally pretty negative. So we'll see. I'm really curious what the product is going to be. It sounds like it's some other kind of page builder, and just like always, they're extremely tight-lipped, so none of us actually know. You can speculate all you want. But so what I'll do is go ahead and change my screen over here. But before I do that, I wanted to give a shout out. If you look up here, you can see the most recent members to the channel. So if you use the super chat button and if you donate through that, then you will pop up in there and a sweet little animation will pop up over here. And then also for members to the channel, I really appreciate all of you. So Chris, John, Cito, Tobias, and Lee are our most recent ones. So thank you all for that. And Taylor, shout out to you, buddy. Good to see you. So let me go ahead and switch my screen over here. So you guys are familiar with this site, I hope. I also meant to get a different overlay for myself here in this little box. I was going to get a different overlay and push myself over that way, but I didn't have time for that. So this stream is very much impromptu. Like I said, the idea is that I really want to focus on getting a search functionality in the header. And as you can see, I've already made some changes since the last time you've probably seen this site. So I pushed a lot of the navigation into an Oxy Extras off canvas. And this is obviously very basic, but it's essentially just the same menu, except that it's just active all the time. And then it also is active on our mobile devices as well, as you can see. So I know some people are not super stoked on off canvases for desktop, but in this particular case, I'm curious to see how it goes, because my theory is that for larger sites or sites with lots of content, that a search-driven navigation might be more effective to get people to their kind of most applicable content. So what we're going to do with that is incorporate SearchWP, which is essentially like a search engine plugin for WordPress. So you can create sort of different weighting for different types of content. So this is all going to be new. I've only ever used this on one other site, and I want to explore this as a proof of concept for a future client project. So we'll see how that goes. Pavel, let's see, just received Fluent Forms for the Oxy Challenge. Oh, awesome. That's super cool. So yeah, Taylor hosts the oxybuildchallenge.com website, if you guys aren't familiar with that. And the recent challenge was sponsored by Fluent Forms. So that's pretty cool. So what I was working on in the backend over here in the meantime is cleaning up a bunch of this stuff. I have added, since the last time you guys have seen Hydrogen Pack to this site, I also added, of course, Oxy Extras, which is what's handling this off canvas here. So right now I just have that basic off canvas that I just showed you, and I have this basic hamburger, which is our trigger. What I want to do is in this space over here, add the search, which I did do, or I must have deleted it. I guess I didn't save it. I was kind of working on it, and then I was like, wait a second, I should start streaming this. So I deleted it, and then here we are. Good morning, Will Pius. Hopefully I said that right. So what we're going to do is add in, I'm going to start with the Oxy Extras header search, and we'll see if we're going to end up using that or possibly something else. I don't even have a search results template set up yet, so I'm going to work on that. But my goal is to configure this to be an AJAX search, so when you click it, your results are returned there in real time, and you don't actually have to reload the page. Of course, if you want to and you press enter, it's going to take you to the search results page, but I want to configure AJAX search, and Taylor has a tutorial on that. Let's see. Let me make sure I have that. Niels, welcome in. Good morning. I closed Discord. Where is it? Woo! Welcome, dude. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. Pawan? So I chatted with him the other day, and I really appreciate you joining the channel. Thanks, dude. It means a heck of a lot. Let me open up Discord real quick, because Taylor sent me a link. Where did it go? Customize live search functionality on his website. Yeah, yeah, it's morning for me here in Florida in the US. It is currently 9:40 a.m. I know most of you guys are in Europe, so I've thought about doing some different time zones, but it typically for my schedule just works out best in the mornings. So this is Taylor's website, Snippet Club, and this is something we'll get to a little bit later, but we're going to take the SearchWP live search plugin and configure that so we can get some cool results like this. You can incorporate the featured image and different dynamic data, as you can see, like tags and so on. So we'll get there eventually. I'm not sure how far we'll make it today, but my goal is something to this effect. Yeah, so speaking of Europe, I have a ticket booked to Europe in February of 2022, and I'm really hoping, really hoping that everything works out and I can go. I'm allowed in. So we'll see. I'm hoping to meet up with quite a few of you guys. There's a few folks I've already reached out to. But yeah, anyway, my goal is to be in Europe. Specifically, I'm going to land in Amsterdam and then go from there. So hopefully, if you guys are there, we can cross paths. So let's see, where do I need to get started here? I think what I'm going to do is start with the search, like I said. So the header search, I was playing with this a little bit, but I was having some trouble with it. First thing I want to do is change the icon to white, and then bump this up, not that big, maybe 25? 25 pixels is good. Good morning, Ferenc, or good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world, or good evening, possibly even. I know we're a worldwide audience. I totally want to come to Germany. Yeah, absolutely. Got a lot of places to go in Europe. That's why I booked nearly 3 weeks. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So with this header search, this is all new to me. There's the header overlay. You have expand, full screen, and then below header. So what I'll probably do is start off with expand. I was working on this earlier, and what I wanted it to do was be 100%. So when you open the search, it takes up all of this container here, which I already have set to 100%, but it wasn't quite working. So I don't know if it's my fault. Maybe it's Perf Matters, the performance plugin, or if there's something else here that isn't quite working. We'll go expand direction right, form visibility in header. I guess that doesn't actually, it kind of works. Do I need to make the header search element 100% width? Is that why? That was my problem earlier. Okay, I just didn't do that. So obviously we need to consider like padding and margin and stuff here, and the icon does not appear. Did I just not wait for it to save? There we go. Okay, so that is way too big. I don't need it to take up that much space, I don't think. So maybe let's go, instead of 100%, let's go like 70%, and then let's go like margin left and right auto, something like that. And then we also need to change the text inside of the form input. So we're going to change this color to one of our global colors like that. So our dark heading color. And save. I'm curious, have any of you guys used SearchWP extensively? Do any of you know the ins and outs of this plugin? I'm really curious if, you know, if you guys have any experience with this already. Okay, so there is that. Yeah, Taylor, good idea. Max width 100%. I mean, 100% width plus a max width would work pretty well. Actually, that's probably going to look better, so I will go ahead and just change it. That's a good thought. So header search, we will go width 100%, and then our max width, let's just go something like 380 maybe. And then I'm not sure exactly how I want the header to be laid out. As you can see in the back end, there's a bunch of stuff. Some of these buttons have conditions, so it looks kind of clunky and really like scattered, and everything's kind of messy here. But my goal is to make the search kind of the main, most prominent feature. And I kind of want the search to be active all the time. I feel like I want it to be more prominent because it kind of defeats the purpose of what I was saying, the search-driven nav, with just this one icon. So I want to see if I can get this to be open out of the box. Jamie says, can't wait to see what further performance fixes are coming in 3.9. Yeah, I know, totally. There's plenty of stuff. A couple of things I'm really hopeful for is the searchable dropdowns for like ACF fields and for what is it called? The advanced query, because it gets really complicated as you start to get multiple levels on your advanced query if you're trying to look for things in the dropdown. I know what I'm looking for, so if I can just type the word post and I can only see the stuff with post, that will be super awesome. So we'll see. I sent Elijah the link to the stream. I don't know if he's actually in here, so shout out Elijah if you're here. Hopefully you are. So let's take a look back at our header search. I wonder, there's not a default width, so maybe expand isn't actually the one that we want. Search button, close icon, form input, borders. No, maybe there's not a way to do it. Good afternoon, Jan. Welcome in. Not full screen, not header over. Well, we want header overlay. I don't think so. I might just go with the default WordPress search element. Yeah, I definitely don't want that. I really dislike those, to be honest. And then below header, I'm assuming it's going to just pop up on the bottom. No, it just does the exact same thing. That's really weird. I'm just going to stick with the expand for now. And then I guess it does say in the Oxy Extras docs that this is just an icon that does something. We'll kind of come back to that. I don't want to get super hung up on this. I do just want the search functionality in here. And I do need to go ahead and get a search template built because I know if somebody uses this right now, it's going to look absolutely terrible. I'll show you what it would look like. We'll just go with like test or something. Yeah, see, it looks absolutely terrible. So Sandra says, do you have any plans to make a tutorial with pods and Oxygen Builder? I do not. No, I'm going to stick with ACF and maybe some MetaBox stuff, but no plans for pods at this time. So we will go back to our admin panel. Let me make sure I have a million templates on here. I don't actually think I've ever created a search results template. I have not. So let's go with search results. And then we're going to inherit our all pages new. This is like, if any of you guys have ever watched Linus Tech Tips and they're always setting up, they're not always, but they're setting up new servers and their server names were like Wannick and then new Wannick and then new Wannick. This is how my templates end up. It's all pages new 2. So it's kind of like logo, export, final 1, final 2, all that sort of stuff. So anyway, all we need to do now is go with our other option and go with search results and then publish this. And we're just going to make this super quick and dirty. We're just going to toss in a repeater, put like the post title text and then the link, and we'll see how that goes. Then we need to configure our SearchWP engines after that. So we will go with add. We're going to go with a heading that just says search results. I think you can dynamically bring in, based on the URL parameter, what they actually searched. So we might look at that in a little bit. So I'm just going to go with maybe 2 rem underneath that. Toss in a repeater. We can leave the query type as just the default. And then what do I want to do inside of this? I think we'll just toss in a heading. We will change this heading to a tag of, let's just say like H2. I'm just going to simply insert the post title. Then I'll go with the text element. We will go with the excerpt. And then we'll go with a text link. And this text link, we will just have it say read more. And we'll set the link to post permalink. The other thing I'll do is on our main repeater div, I'll just add some margin beneath it. And then I don't think I want this to be anything in terms of like column layout. Maybe I do. Do I want this to be grid? Maybe a column count of 3? I don't know if I want this. I'm also not sure if all of these have, if I could do masonry, maybe I would do grid. Maybe I'll leave it, I'll turn off grid, and then what I'm going to do is add in another div inside of this that will have the featured image if it has one, which not all of them will. Why is that green? That's weird. Maybe there's some sort of something going on. I don't really know if I like that, actually. Maybe if I'll set some minimum width and height, go like 125 and 125. Then we'll go with our background of left 50 and top 50. Oh, I guess it's just repeating the same image from the first result. So that will be fine. And then I also am going to wrap these in a div, and I'm going to set up some grid here. So the other thing I'm really looking forward to in Oxygen 3.9 is the drag and drop improvements. It's going to be very, very welcome. I also just realized I need to add some spacing here. We'll just go 1 rem. Yes, I know I'm adding it to the idea of not using a class. Don't at me. And we'll go with grid. We'll go with a column count of 3. And then we'll make this one here a column span of 2. And maybe instead of the width here, I'm going to go with 100%. And then we'll go with the height of maybe like 300. I don't know if that looks okay. Contain, no repeat. Do I like this? I don't know that I do. Let's actually see. So if I don't know if I actually need to refresh. I don't think I do. I'm going to go with ACF as my search. And then why doesn't it look anything like this? What did I do? It's just pulling in the full post. Did I not apply my template properly? Maybe I need to increase the template priority here. I'm going to go with, let's say like 8, because one of my templates is 7. And let's see if that works. There we go. Okay, cool. So that was just because, oh no, you guys can see I used the same thumbnail twice. Oh! Yeah, so that was just based on the template priority. So I had another one that was kind of taking priority over that. I think it was the all post template, which is a priority of 7. So I just bumped this up to 8, and it's problem solved now. So if I search, I didn't actually realize that the search brings in what you already had in your, what you previously searched. So let's type in, what would be another one? Perf matters. Cool. Okay. The other thing I probably want to do is set a minimum height on this so it pushes my footer down a bit. I really don't like when the footer is up like that. I'd rather have a bit more white space. So I'm going to go back to this template real quick. The other thing I wanted to look at in a little bit is I've added Oxy extras. I've added, what else? Hydrogen pack, something else. I think I added a third plugin recently. I can't really remember, but I was curious how it impacted the page speed because I used Perf Matters on this and got it really, really good at one point. So I'm definitely curious about that. So minimum height, viewport height is going to be, let's go 75 VH. Bradbury says, did I miss how you set it up as a search results template? Is that just done in the usual way? Yeah, it's super simple. So I was just creating a regular template, but I'll go back real quick because I need to anyway. And I created the search results template. All I did was apply it to other and search results. And now you have a search results template. So you're good to go. So let's see here. Now we can go ahead and add SearchWP. I actually can't remember if I did that already. So we are going to do that. I'm going to upload that real quick. I'm going to pop that in. And if you guys are enjoying the stream so far, please drop me a like. It'd be super helpful. I see we got 15 people. This one's super impromptu and maybe not the most compelling title and subject matter, but I thought it might be cool to do a stream nonetheless. And here we are. So I don't have much experience with SearchWP, like I said, but I wanted to give it a shot and see how the search results are impacted. We'll see if it is anything worth using. The main thing I was curious about is I want a log of the searches that actually happen on the site so I can keep track of maybe there's tutorials people are looking for that I don't have or pieces of content that are hard to find that I can sort of bring up more prominently with these search results. So that's kind of my main objective here. So this says, default engine has been generated as a starting point. Once saved, SearchWP will build its index and provide terrific search results automatically. Cool. Okay. So it looks like we have a couple of engines so far. So we have a bunch of different post types. So we have courses. Groups is one that we wouldn't actually need to search, so I'm going to delete that. Oh, edit settings, default engine. Okay, so we don't need groups. We don't need memberships. We don't need media. Pages, post, topics, and lessons. We don't need the actual course results. Keyword stems, what does that mean? Disregard keyword suffixes when searches are performed. Yeah, I kind of like that. Used for admin searches. When searching a supported source. Oh, interesting. Okay. And then the other cool thing here is the weighting. So this is how you can attribute the correct part of the content to the search results. So applicable attribute relevance. Attributes to search. Slider sets relevance weight. So it's max, medium, or minimum. Courses might be useful, but there's only 4 of them. So maybe you're right, but I might not need that. We can come back to that in a minute. So for our post, the post title, definitely. Excerpt, I think because sometimes the words aren't always applicable. I mean, the excerpt and the slug are pretty much always going to be there. The content is minimum. Pages is exactly the same as posts. Lessons, okay, so this is just the default setup. The course content is going to be the lessons and the topics. Specifically, it's going to be the topics. So I think what I'm going to do is with the topics here, I'm going to, I think all of these might actually be right on. So if we save this, I'm curious if it's going to have any impact on the relevance. Let's take a look at our settings here. So stop words are ignored as to improve relevancy and performance. That is all fine, I feel like. That's all right, I think. Synonyms facilitate replacement of search terms. Use wildcard for partial matching. Wonder what search synonyms we can use. Taylor says, does SearchWP expand oxygen shortcodes? Yeah, I do believe there's like a shortcode searching functionality. I don't know if that's built in or if that's an add-on, but I purchased the one that has the add-on, so we'll see. So with our advanced here, so we have debugging, don't need that. Partial matches, fuzzy when necessary. Find partial matches when search terms yield no results. I'm assuming we probably want that. Use the closest match for searches with no results and output a notice. Requires partial matches. Okay. Support quoted phrase searches, yes. Highlight terms in results. I tried that once on another site and it kind of looks hideous, the way it's all like yellow. Parse shortcodes when indexing, index expanded shortcodes output. Yeah, okay, there you go, Taylor. That's what you're looking for, right? Parse shortcodes when indexing. I believe that's what you wanted. Remove minimum word length. I'm going to leave that off. Indexer paused. Reduce. Yep. All that looks good. Is there no save button? Let's refresh. Make sure. Yep. Okay, so we're good there. So our statistics has nothing at the moment. So let me go back to my home page and then I'm going to search. Let's go with, I'm going to search the word Taylor because Taylor ends up in a few of these. And the Instagram feed was by him. So that's pretty cool. Multi-user editing did have Taylor. Device mockups was by Taylor. So sweet. That search results is really, really good. I would love to see how it compares to the default one and see if it made any impact at all. I'm honestly not entirely sure. And you probably need to make this header clickable and also probably the image because right now the only thing that takes you to the post is the actual read more link down here. And I probably need to shrink the length of the excerpts here because I don't need this kind of stuff in it. But now, do I have that in my statistics? Yeah, cool. Okay, so there we go. That was one of the main things I wanted was this right here. So it just shows the search term that I got. It doesn't show the search in the title tag. I wonder if I have to do that with my SEO plugin. I'd like it to search, or I mean show what I searched in the title up there. We'll see about that. What would another thing be? I need to change some of the styling of this search box as well, but let's go with, I want to do kind of a complex search and see how it's returned. How to sort by most popular. That should probably work just fine. Okay, so that I knew was a post. I'm gonna think of something that I haven't done before. So maybe like, I'm trying to think. Something, a tutorial I haven't covered. Let me look at my list of tutorials that I have saved. Hold on. Let us see here. Let me get all the way over here. Videos, topic ideas. Let's go with, let's see. Do I have Flex Grow on any of these? Okay, so I know I have Flex in this post, I believe. Oh yeah, pods is a search term. Good idea. I'll do that in a second. Okay, so Flex is in here as the word flexibility, flex box. Okay, so it's bringing in this post because it has the word flex in it. That's super interesting because Flex Grow, I guess, is the most popular one in there. Do I have flex in here? Once again, I use the word flexibility a million times like oxygen. Flex box. Okay. So good idea, Taylor, on the pods. Let's search that. So what about this would bring in pods? Yeah, I remember I have partial matching on, but I was curious how this works. Okay, so if you have the word pod and then you have the word podcast, then it shows up there. So let's go turn that off. And it's not under settings, it's under advanced. So requires partial matches, automatic digimean. So let's turn those off. Do I have to re-index this stuff? I don't think so. No. So now, if I just search this again, nothing pops up. So I'm assuming it would be better to just have it show something rather than nothing. This just makes me think I need to have more content. Thanks, Niels. Talk to you later. Appreciate you joining. What is this? Transfer weight to entry ID? What does that mean? I want to check that out. To entry ID. By default, SearchWP returns results sorted by the total calculated weight based upon the values. There are times when you might want to dynamically influence the ranking. Oh, weight mod. Okay. Bonus weight for recently published. Bonus weight that decays over time. Highlighting is really useful. Saves, visiting, post to check. Yeah, that's true. Alternatively, you can use something like this to have weight influence taper off as published date goes further back in time. Only recently published posts will get a boost. The published date for older posts will not influence the weight. That's pretty cool. Date stored as custom field. Okay, so that is interesting. We can come back to that. I don't want to get super sidetracked on that. One thing I'm curious about is if we add another engine, how does it work that we choose its source and where it goes? So engine name. I wonder if you have different search boxes in different spots, if you can tie in the searches at that point. How would you do that? So here we go. This is what I wanted. Oh, look, here's a search. Let's try this out. Multiple search engines. Let's see how this works. Add an engine select drop-down box to search from. Oh, okay, here we go. One of SearchWP's most popular features is the ability to create multiple search engines, building your own form. Okay, so this is its own search form. And then on line 14, it says default is the output for the default engine. Use the shortcodes extension. Allows you to easily output search forms and control search results pages. Here is an example that includes a categories dropdown. I believe I should have this. Why did it take me to documentation? Let me open this over here real quick because I think they show the license right away. Yeah, they do. Where did it go? Why didn't it give me the shortcodes extension? Hello, Ujan. Welcome in. So download. And then I'm assuming we have to go put this in as a plugin. Let's see how this goes. Shortcodes extension. Missing SearchWP integration for bbPress. Oh yeah, we should probably do that for the forums because the forum search right now is pretty weak, to be honest. I probably need to change that and add that into our search engine. So there's a lot of stuff here that I wasn't really considering when I first came up with this endeavor. Okay, so now what do I do with this? So I'm going to bring this over here. This extension provides shortcodes that generate both search forms and results page. link, target engine. Okay. So then, am I actually in Oxygen anywhere? No, I'm not. Okay, so let me come back here. We got to go to our all pages template. And we'll see about this shortcode. Hopefully this goes reasonably well. Okay, so inside of this div, I'm going to add in a shortcode. We'll pop this in, and then engine, I'm assuming, is just equals. And wait, maybe that's not how I want to do this, actually. I wanted to give me the dropdown. Okay, maybe this actually isn't what I wanted. I was hoping the search or the shortcode had a function for you to be able to drop down like the category. I thought it said it did in that documentation. Oh, I guess it lets you use the corresponding engine in that location. So I guess you could do that in your templates and just kind of use conditions to show the correct search form. I don't really like that though. I'd like it to be a bit more dynamic. So scrap this shortcodes idea, as it turns out. I wonder if there's a way to make it so that when you're searching on a particular page, if it weighted information differently based on that. So if you have multiple engines, why would you have multiple of them if... I'm going to browse through these docs for a minute. So thank you, Taylor. Add a category select drop-down box to search form. So I'm assuming we probably have to build our own search form. There's 3 different approaches to adding a category drop-down for your search form. Build your own, customize the shortcode extension to include a category. So let's just do this. So we can probably just take this into a code block. Is that correct? So the show all will be any category. Search, submit, and search. Based on the default search form provided by WordPress, this form outputs a field for the search query, a select box containing all of your categories, and a button to trigger the search. Note the arguments passed to WP dropdown categories that define any category label and set the name of the dropdown. With your form in place, the last step is to tell SearchWP to take a submitted dropdown value into consideration. To do that, we're going to use a mod. We're going to use the category ID submitted in the dropdown to limit our search results pool to the chosen category. Okay, so this is the snippet. Okay, so then if I'm understanding properly, we could stick a code block in up here, right? Okay, so there's our category. I'm assuming we're probably going to need to... Ooh. Okay, so that's our posts. Those are the categories for our posts right now. So I'll have to read a bit more on that. And then we... We'll take this. Taylor, don't scream at me. I'm going to put this in code snippets. Sorry. Snippets, add new. Search WP categories drop down. And I'm going to leave it as run snippet everywhere. I'm assuming you only need it on the front end, but I'll leave it as that for now. So then this is going to look terrible on the front end. So I'm actually going to take this. I'm going to set this to user role equals administrator, because I don't want visitors on the site to see that right now. And let's take a look at this. So you could go with category. I think I'd want it to be post types. I don't know if that's possible. It's not necessarily frowned upon because it's great. It's really, really great, and it's totally free, which is awesome. But I know a lot of people, and Taylor in particular, love advanced scripts because it's just the interface is better and it just works really, really well. So I think the best alternative to code snippets is advanced scripts. Yet another video I need to cover. So if I go with, let's say, products, and I search something like, actually, let's go see in our categories, I don't even know what I have in the products section. Elgato, oh, okay, so it's like physical stuff. So I'm going to search in the products section something like hydrogen. So nothing is shown up in there. But then if I go with oxygen and I choose hydrogen, then it does show up. Okay. So that is all right, but I think I would prefer that if it was like an inner page search rather than like my main header search. Trying to think about how to go about this. So it's output of all categories. This page was moved. Okay. I wanted to see if there was a way to bring in other post types. I actually don't want categories, so I'm not even sure why I'm looking at that, to be honest. That's not the way that I want to do it. So let's see. These are rules. I didn't think about that. Exclude entries if publish date ID. Alexander, what's going on? Welcome in. I'm just exploring SearchWP right now. Trying to see if I can make a main search on my site here instead of a primary navigation having a primary search. So ID is in, not in, or taxonomy. Let me go with, let's say, like oxygen. Apparently that's not going to work. I was trying to figure out what these rules do, so I'm going to delete that just to be sure I don't mess up anything there. Okay, so I'm trying to understand exactly how these engines correlate to one another. There's so many of them. This engine will search these sources. I just don't quite understand how to use these engines in the real site. So that's why I was going to go back to the docs. Where was I? So we have the engine settings. We've looked at that. What's going on? Welcome in, Ham and Alex. Good to see you guys. If you're enjoying the stream so far, please consider dropping a like. I very much appreciate that. Really means a lot, and it does help YouTube push us out. So source settings, attributes. All right, so rules. Exclude entries in certain category, only show entries published, limit media to a file type. You could do stuff like ACF equals advanced custom field. Oh yeah, so the synonyms, you're right. Yep. So that was more or less in our settings. I'm gonna leave here because we've not done anything worthwhile. So you go like ACF is advanced custom fields. terms that are synonymous with the search terms. Can you do a comma separated list, or do you have to add multiple? That's a good idea. So when we save that, ACF, I wonder, I guess case probably doesn't matter. I was going to do another variation of that with advanced custom fields. Probably doesn't matter. I just noticed as I scooted up, my head looks like it's floating, chopped off. Any e-commerce website build coming in the future? No, probably not, because I don't typically do those. We don't do those for clients. And then I definitely don't have any use case I can think of for an e-commerce site at this point, but maybe in the future. Not anytime soon, though. Okay, so I am okay with what we saw there. I don't really like that, though. The other thing I wanted to do is actually add a proper search like this, just using the default one. And I will temporarily just delete that header search, or I wonder if I should keep that just in case. I think I'll keep it. And then this search form, I'll just set to user role equals administrator, so I'm not confusing people on the front end. And then we can add the Ajax search, which is actually where I want to head. So that kind of solves what I was sitting here thinking about, is like, how do I incorporate these engines together? That actually is not really the main concern here. What I wanted to do is incorporate Taylor's tutorial to get it to look like this. So let's actually follow his thing real quick. So the plugin is SearchWP Live Search. I was playing with this over the weekend, so I actually have this. I'm going to go ahead and upload that. SearchWP Live Ajax Search. So we'll pop that in. And then he says, if you want this to work with something other than default posts, you need to index the custom post. There are a couple of free ways to do it. Okay. Then he talks about the Oxy Extras one. We are going to be using a plugin called My Custom Functionality. The folder structure looks like this. The first template is to create this style below. We'll need to add our search template pages inside searchresults.php. We can customize this to whatever your needs are. Okay, so before we do that real quick, let's go ahead and just refresh here. So we have our hydrogen in the search right there. And then if I just type in something like, let's go with perf. Did I not activate it? Oh, I didn't activate the plugin. Whoopsie. It's like, why is it not working? Of course it's not going to work. You didn't activate it, dummy. You may want to use conditions on your search results page, as you can search topics lessons when logged out. But you can't actually access them, right? Like, you can see it, but if you click on it, it doesn't work. So let me refresh this now. So if I delete this and type in perf, that's not true. Oh, it's because I have partial matching turned off. I actually want to go fix that now. So search WP, advanced. We are going to go with partial matches, and maybe we're going to leave off automatic did you mean corrections for the moment. So we'll refresh this. Now if we go with perf. Okay, cool. So there's a couple of things that have perf in them. Easily migrate. I need to make this bigger so you can see more of it. But yeah, so there is perf matters. And then you don't actually even have to click into the search results. That's more or less what I wanted. I want this to look better. I want this not to be like a full search button. Maybe it actually works still with this search. If I go with perf. Oh yeah, it does. Awesome. Okay, so I get what you were saying, Taylor, in your tutorial. So let me come back to my template. I'm going to delete this. So that thing looks like garbage. And then I'll refresh this. And let's go with something like hydrogen. Sweet. Okay, we're starting to get onto something here. So for the record, I wanted to mention that this SearchWP Live Search is actually a free plugin. So it says right here, it does not require SearchWP. So you could use something like Relevant ASCII, or you could even just leave it as the default WordPress search, which of course is not that great. But I wanted to try to incorporate this all together. So Sahil says, what do you do on your days off? I'm super into cars, and Formula One is a huge passion of mine. I have another business that a friend of mine and I are starting with car importation. So that consumes a lot of my day. I also have a son, so him and I spend a lot of time together. And that's pretty much the summary of my time off. Can we change the design of the search? Yes, we can. We're going to get to that in just a little bit. So Taylor, I'm curious, in your tutorial here, you talk about using my custom functionality. So what is it about that we actually need? Why do we need that? I'm going to keep reading here while you're talking about that. Now we need to add our search template inside of search results. You can customize this whatever you need. The default template is there. Okay, so you're basically just building the code to show what you want, which in this case is our post thumbnail, the text, and then what else do we have? If there's nothing, then it's going to show no results found. Okay. Having a child definitely consumes the rest of the day. Yes, yes, indeed it does. This is the template that SearchWP looks for when rendering the Ajax dropdown. Oh, okay. So that's actually what is going to change the styling of this. Is that right? And then there's some styling to put in your style sheet. Okay. And then there's Woocommerce, which is super cool. So this is just another bit of code. Connecting the template. Now we need to connect the template with our plugin. So open the plugin.php and add the filter. Okay. And then Ajax add to cart. We aren't going to need that because this is not a WooCommerce site, but that is awesome that it's right here in this tutorial. Alex, that's super awesome. Or Alexander, sorry. Not sure if you go by Alex. I haven't played New World yet, but my son and I were super into World of Warcraft for quite a while. He was really into it. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, that's the Alliance banner right there, and then right here out of shot is the Horde banner. And he's always been super into Horde, and I've always been an Alliance player, so we had this kind of internal rivalry at the house that was super fun. Hope you're enjoying New World. That sounds awesome. Especially playing with your kiddos. 24,000 hours. Holy crap. I don't know how many I did. Probably quite a few thousand. When Wrath of the Lich King was out, that was my jam. I played sun up. Well, basically from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to bed. Awesome. My first character was a human warlock, I know. Super creative. And then I always played a dwarf paladin after that. Super cool. Okay. It's such a great game. Such a great game, dude. I know. It's like, I wish I could like forget it and go back and play it again. I will say, as much as people didn't like BFA, I think it really makes a difference for when you play with somebody that's like meaningful to you, because I played so much with a couple of my close friends then, and then playing with him now, it's just like, it's so awesome. It makes the game just so enjoyable. So Taylor, quickly back to this. What about my custom functionality do we actually need? I guess I guess I still don't quite understand the point of this particular plugin. Do you use any core plugins? Yeah, definitely. Not on this particular site, but for client sites, we're starting to use it again. When's my website going to be finished? Just going to bed at 4 a.m. after playing video games for 8 hours. I can't do that anymore, unfortunately, because I got to wake up at a reasonable time, but that used to be it. Bradbury says, I just tinker with WordPress plugins for enjoyment. This is what life has become. Yeah, I hear you on that. I have such a hard time separating myself. If I sit down at the computer and I want to do something, some client work or some, exploration, it's really tough. I want to get a second computer and one's work and one's play and just have the work one in a spot where I just know it's work. SearchWP looks for a file to render the template. Since Oxygen doesn't have a theme folder, you have to use the plugin path. Got it. Okay. That's really helpful. So then the My Custom functionality is in GitHub. So we need to download that. And we're going to add yet another plugin to this site. So actually, while I'm still here in my template, before we go install that, what I'm going to do is style this a little bit. So for our form input, our typography, we already set the color. So why is it not showing on the front end? Is that not the right form? It must be that. So we're going to go with padding 25 and 20. It's explained in the tutorial. Maybe I should have read it, which I didn't do. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so we got that sorted out. I added some padding. So the form spacing, accessibility, search button, search results. Where's the placeholder styling? Form input, placeholder text, borders, colors, focus, placeholder color. Oh, there we go. Let's just go with like our light gray color. So now if we search this guy, save it and refresh. No. Why did it not change? So why did my color not change? Is it this one? I don't like it. Yes, you're totally right, Taylor. He said, would a fixed search bar not be more useful if you want it to be an important part of the navigation? Yes, absolutely. So I actually don't even know why I'm spending time on this. The main thing that I like about this is there's not a huge search button sticking off the end of it. So I'd like this to be open all the time. I think this one looks kind of nice. Coming back to your results here. Alexander, dude, you rock. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Super, super awesome. It's been a while since we had a super chat. You're kicking off the party, dude. Thank you. Let's see. Maybe it's not that bad. I'm actually really curious. So on Google, you do have the button. I was thinking about just like some major sites that have it. Use the code I sent on Discord, he says. We chat so much, I lose it all. Okay. So code block, PHP, pasting in some code, apply. Oh, dude, you're always looking out for me, Taylor. So save, refresh. And then is there some CSS somewhere? I'm assuming it's probably in your tutorial here if it's the same bit of code. Is this it? Oxy search form? I wanted to test real quick, and let's just go with like perf matters. So probably something I need to configure in here because it's not quite working. Class as search form. Oh, I meant to say, I didn't ask this at the time. Did you guys like the little GIF that popped up in the corner over there when we got that super chat from Alexander? I think that's the first time it's ever popped up because I did 2 different ones. There should be one for when a member joins and one for when there's a super chat. Okay. Let me copy this code again, and I'm going to go backward real quick. So, Taylor, this code is from earlier today. So that should be fine. Wrap. There we go. And also, what am I doing? I need Dracula. There we go. Much better. Data. SearchWP. Is there a class it's looking for? Is that what it's supposed to be doing? So we have this attribute data-swp parental, and then it's dot search results. Is that an attribute that we need from here? So like a custom search form. Let me make sure my phone's blowing up over here real quick. Okay, nothing crazy. New York pizza. That actually sounds really good. I don't know what I'm going to do for lunch today. Try new code, he says. Okay, so save. And then go back to the home page. And then I'm going to search with perf. There we go. Now it's working. And then we would just need to style this input. So what is the class for this? Search form. So let's go with search form, and we'll just go with like padding 5 and 15. Oh wait, actually that's the wrong class because I want the input itself. Input class is search field. Search field, so we'll have 5 and 15, and let's go with a border. Actually, I'll leave the border as is, and we'll just go like a border radius of 5 pixels. I don't know what it is on the rest of the site. And pop that in. Taylor says, basically, I made my drop-down results inline rather than position absolute below the form. And then let's go with a width of 100% and then a max width of, what did I do, 320 pixels? And then, oh, I'm assuming I probably actually need to stick that on, not the field, but what was it, search form? Apparently not. Let's see how it looks on the front end real quick. PHP label class. Oh, okay. It's Oxy Ninja. So that right here, W full. What are you looking for? So is that why the text in the input doesn't actually show up? I'm assuming that's probably the case. I think I want a bit more padding on the top. I'm going to go like 8 and maybe 16. Border radius. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it just wasn't enough. So it actually looks fine. I forget. I think the other elements on this are like 25. Let's use hoverify real quick. And border radius is 25. So yeah, we'll stick with that on our search field. And then we'll remove those utility classes. So we'll just keep this label, I'm assuming. What else do we have? That's about it, right? So I want to make this wider. Maybe if I remove the width. What about the, oh, is it the code block that's restricting it? Do I also need width on the field itself? Yeah, okay. And then max width 320 pixels. Do I even need the search form? No, it doesn't look like it. The field will be fine because I don't need a defined width on there. Maybe I would do the same thing because I don't actually need the code block to be 100% width. And then I'd go max width, I guess just like 400. Oh, not height, whoops. Max width, 400. And then, or even just make it match, why not? 320, there we go. So then, does this need to be bigger? And also the border, I'm not really stoked on that border. I guess I could just go border none, right? No, don't know if you heard that. That was my tum-tum. And then when I focus, is it the pseudo of search field? I always forget what it's called. What is that pseudo selector called? Is it just focus? Because I just want a box shadow when I'm clicked into it. Box shadow will be 0, 4, 12, 0. RGB. Let's go. Right? So there's the focus border there. Oh, Taylor also said the how to change placeholder color. Okay, so it's just the placeholder pseudo selector. Okay. So I'm assuming we will need to add that guy to our search field. Placeholder. And then our color will be whatever our global color is for the light body. I always forget. 6. Okay. And I don't see it changing in the back end, so maybe I did something wrong here. Oh, there was more to it. Right? Chrome, Firefox, Opera, Safari. And then there's the Internet Explorer and Edge, which I'll worry about in a minute. Evan, welcome back. Glad you were able to catch a live. Here we are. So what we're working on right now is our live search. I'm just kind of styling a custom search form at the moment. And we're going to work on customizing the actual results here in a second. Color. Yeah, what am I? Yes, Taylor, you sure did. You sure did, dude. What about this is not working? Why am I not getting... Did I put placeholder right? Yeah. Oh, Jake, yeah, good call. I should be doing that instead of the actual hex. I forget to do that all the time, especially like with gravity forms or other plugins that I need to style in a code block or a style sheet. Your style is getting overridden by a style sheet important. Really? Oh, maybe that's in my gravity forms. Oh, yeah. So let me think, where is that going to make an impact? I'll just get rid of that. There we go. Okay. I don't think it's going to break my gravity form, but I want to make sure. So then our font size, make that smaller, and then what is the text transform italic? I always forget. Typography, or it's not text transform, it's font style. Okay. Do I finally have my box shadow? This one, yep. I think we're finally making some progress here. All right, so if I type in perf, I want the font to be a little bit smaller. Might want to make the font size on the dot search field. Yeah, you're right. So our font size there, opacity is 1, and then I think I want even more padding. Well, actually, let me take a look at our font size adjustment first, and let's see how that looks. Okay, and then if I type in Taylor, so we are getting the ones that include Taylor, and if I hit enter, we get those. Okay. But the downside is it doesn't keep, with this custom form Taylor, it doesn't keep what I typed in the search field. So I you know, obviously you can tell up here I put Taylor as my search term. I want that to be in there. I also feel like I want this to be centered as well, so I'm going to work on that. And possibly a little bit bigger. So I'm just going to take my code block and go margin left and right auto. I think I want there to be some more padding on this. So I'm going to go with our top to, let's see, maybe 12 top and bottom, and then let's go with 24 left and right. What else do I want to do? I'm going to change the placeholder text to just search ... Alexander, thanks, dude. Appreciate you. Talk to you soon. Okay, so let me take a look at this now. And do I want it to be wider? I guess I will, yeah, because eventually we're going to make it look more like that. So I think with the image and some extra information, we're going to need more. Yeah, let me think about that a second. I am going to quickly run to the bathroom. So I'm going to take a quick break. I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to leave this up, and you'll get to look at my jacked up chair. So I'll be right back. Okay. I am back. Let's actually go ahead and get this working in our search. I want to get the image and the title and maybe the excerpt, and then we'll turn on the highlighting. Real quick, I need to check my telephone. Okay, we're good to go for now. So let's go ahead and get this rocking. So we have my custom functionality downloaded, and then I'm gonna get out of this Oxygen template for the moment. We'll come back to that. I really wanna figure out how to get the search term into the search bar when I reload. I don't like the fact that it just changes back to the placeholder text. So we'll see about that. We'll come back to that in a little bit. So yet another plugin to add to our site. So the My Custom Functionality. And then let's take a look at what Taylor says. So he says, once downloaded, we want to add the folder SearchWP Live Ajax Search and then add a file inside called searchresults.php. The folder structure should look like this. So we can copy that. Okay, so then we are also going to need to add a file browser plugin, which, as you guys know, I dislike doing for the most part, but I will do it so you can see what I'm working on. I would do this via FTP typically. So one another plugin. So file manager. There's a bunch of different ones. I think the other one I've used is Modal Web, this one here, but they're all the same. It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna use it for 2 minutes and then deactivate and delete it. Okay, so now we have our WP file manager. So the directory we need to browse to WP content plugins, my custom functionality, WP content plugins, my custom functionality, and then we're going to add this folder. Where we go? Here we are. We're going to, let's see, where's the icon? There it is, new folder. So there's that, and then add a file inside called search-results.php. So we're going to go with new file. We're going to just go with text. And this one will be called searchresults.php. We're going to rename, pop that in there. And where did my edit code? Did I actually need to make this? Can I open it? Oh, it makes me download it. I wonder if I rename it back to text, pop in the PHP code editor. The search results are right here. Paste this in, save and close, and then swap this back to PHP. Did I just completely miss the code editor button when it's on PHP? I did. I guess I'm a clown. Okay, so now we have that. Then there's some styling to put in a style sheet. We'll do that in a second. And we'll actually, we can just copy it now. And then I'm gonna go back over to Oxygen. We're gonna go to our all pages template once again. If you're wondering, that script manager option next to edit with Oxygen is from Perf Matters. And I have a video on that, a stream on that, in fact. Okay. So this is actually a code block. So I am just gonna toss it right here in this code block. So then if we save this guy, let's just refresh this. And if we search Taylor, it looks like it pushed it over a little bit. Is there something we need to change? I don't think so. That's kind of what I was wondering, Taylor, if the CSS is not quite right. Is this class Oxy search form what it's looking for? dot search thumbnail, SearchWP live search, search results tags. Styling for the search results. Ah, I would have gotten there eventually. Thanks for the hint. Okay. Connecting with the template. We need to connect the template with our plugin. So open the plugin.php file and add this filter. Oh, true. I'm a clown. Where does that code start and end? So it goes product. Oh, okay. So there's just a couple of lines. Search thumbnail, product price, and that we don't need. So we need this portion of this connecting to the template. So this is going to go in the plugin PHP. What does that mean? This back to my custom functionality, plugin.php. And then loads list assets here. See, I find this really confusing when I've done this before, where exactly this goes. Like, which line should that go on? Loads a CSS file. Just add to the bottom. Okay. Save and close. And then I will continue reading here. So this is the Ajax add to cart button. We don't need that. And then that should work, right? So if we save this, refresh, we'll go with Taylor. Sweet, there it is. Awesome. Now we just need to make this wider. So maybe I will go with what I was talking about earlier, which is 100%, and maybe 600 width on that. And then where did we put our max width there? So 600 pixels. So search, refresh, Taylor. I don't want scroll bars, so maybe I need some max width on our headings. Let's see, is there search thumbnail, Oxy search form, live results, display flex, thumbnail. Is there a class for our title? Class is search thumbnail, search text. Okay, I'm just gonna get rid of all this then. I thought there was only a couple of them that I copied. I see what you're talking about now. Search form is width 80, live search results tags is flex, search thumbnail, live search results showing. There's our padding, white space, break spaces, and then is that why it is giving me the 2 scroll bars? I don't really like that. I know it's the width. I know that's why. I'm just sitting here thinking, what do I want to do about this? Do I want to keep making it wider? How does this look on mobile so far? I'm going to need to change this probably. That's not too bad on mobile. It does have the left and right scroll, but I don't want that actually. So I guess what I could do is delete that stuff out of the template, right? If I don't need the tags. What else did we have on here? There was a tag, and then is that it? So SearchWP live search. Can I go just like a max width of something less than my content? Because that's the actual link for the post title, right? See, I just want this to fit in my container. That's all I want it to do. While Taylor, I know you're furiously typing over there, I want to go real quick and just re-add the header search again. I know I already did this. I just want to see what this looks like. Expand width is going to be 100%. This element needs to be 100%. I'm going to temporarily display none this code block. And I need to get back to my, where did it go? My off canvas. I also need to put that inside this container. Oh, this is the other one. Do I have two off canvases? Oh, no, not the off canvas. What am I doing here? Header search. There we go. So our height, I think I had it as 55. Surab, what's going on? Welcome in. Expand direction is right. I just wanted to see how this is going to look with the Oxy Extra search versus just a custom search. Oops. So our search, we are just going to type in Taylor. Yeah, that works. Okay, so I don't necessarily need a custom option like that. I'm doing very well. How are you? Replace this style selector. And then what do you want me to put inside the, oh, I see. You're still typing. Got it. See, this looks pretty good. I am not mad at that. This goes back to my earlier thing. The whole reason why this started is because the I wanted the search to be open all the time so it's more prominent in the header. All right. Header search, we will go with display none, and that doesn't actually change anything, so I'll just delete it. And my code block here, I will undisplay none this. I appreciate you very much, Surav. Taylor, back to you, CSS. You said replace SearchWP live search results A, search results title right here with, oops, not that, with that. It always adds a little red dot whenever I copy it in from the live stream chat. So I changed this. Get rid of that. And then, did you want me to add a max width to that class, Taylor, that we just added there? There we go. There we go. Awesome. So then I want a border on the bottom, I think. That's so cool. That's so cool, dude. Thanks for your help, man. This is awesome. It should now respect whatever max width you have and break onto a new line. Dope. That's exactly what I wanted. So the tag here is condition. What happens if I click that? Oh, okay, cool. I do have a taxonomy template. Good. Okay, so now what is the wrapper class on this? That's super cool. Let me go back to a larger screen width. Not search thumbnail. So it's SearchWP live search result. So if I just go border bottom 2 pixel, let's go with solid 2 pixel. I wonder why it has 3 lines on that one. That's weird. I wonder if that's just a Chrome thing. So SearchWP live search. Do we have a class for that already? search results tags. So I need its own, I don't need the one with the, so border, bottom, we're going to go with solid 1 pixel, and then my color 6 global styles colors was just, oh, it's actually ID 22 or 23 is what it needs to be. Any chance you could just package it all up for us viewers? I was with it until about 15 minutes ago, and now yeah, so we've been all over the place. So the summary of this is, I can definitely point you guys in the right direction, but you just need this simple PHP. You can just basically slap in this CSS, and then you need those plugins that we added, which was the live results, the SearchWP live, or Ajax, whatever it's called. And then you have to do the My Custom functionality, which we did in WP File Manager just a minute ago, and you're done. So I was just kind of customizing this a little bit to fit what I wanted in particular. And now we should be onto something here. So we should be Swift Performance Lite. Oh, these are different search results. So these are topics and lessons. I see why there's so many borders there. I don't think you need the Oxy search form styles, as that's for the default oxygen search. Ah, okay. Okay. So let me think about how I'm going to handle these here, because if there's not a featured image, this makes it look really clunky. So I guess I need to weight the different post types differently, which goes back to the SearchWP element of this. But if I type in the word Taylor, there we go. And then I need to add some spacing beneath that border. So border bottom, and then let's go with margin bottom of maybe 8 pixels. I think that should be more than sufficient. Yeah, that looks fine. The border maybe is a little bit dark, but that's okay. I just wanted a bit of breathing space between that. And then I know the images are cut off, but that's okay. I'd rather them be square than horizontal and taking up a bunch of space. So then Taylor, the only other thing that this needs is when you press enter for the search results, I want it to show what I typed in right there. So maybe that will be part of a future update. Is that how it works in your example here? And maybe I need to configure the search, because my aspect ratio is 16:9 and these are just square for those images. So maybe I'll just change the styling on the search thumbnail. So I don't know what the ratio is. How do I find the proportions of that? Let me think. Can you test the default oxygen search? Sure. Give me just 1 second. What I'm going to do... Hold on 1 second, please. I need to test something, and I'm waiting for a program to load. All right. New pixels. We're going to go with 1280 by 720. Create. And then canvas. We're going to go all the way down to height of... Oop. Image. Height of 100 means 178. Okay, so our image width is going to be 178. Max width is going to be 178. All the way down. Save. Refresh. And then if I type in Taylor... oh, maybe I wasn't paying attention to what I was actually changing here. So max width. Oh, and then maybe I need the height as well. So height. I always spell height wrong, I think. So now if we refresh this, and then I need, well, this isn't is this a div? So can I use background? I'm assuming this is probably not. IMG. And then how do you change the fit to cover? Or contain, I guess it would be, because the dimensions look correct now. I want this just to be covered. I'm glad you like my song, by the way. We're so close here. This is really cool. This is coming along definitely along the lines of how I wanted it to. So this is cool. Okay. How long have we been going for? What is the stream at? Hour and a half so far. Cool. Hope you guys are enjoying it. If you haven't already liked the stream, please do. Very much appreciate all you guys sticking around. And then if I type in mockup, ooh, there's more. And then I probably need to go with, on that, wouldn't it be nth child last? Can't you do that? That's background size contain. I actually think I want it to be cover, if I'm not mistaken. I'm assuming that's on the thumbnail class, Taylor. I'll find out before you can type back to me. That's not the live search results A class. Search thumbnail, background size. Yeah, but you can take the image out of the div in the actual code, right? Are you talking about take that out of the div in the code? I'm assuming that's what you meant. My stomach is grumbling. It's about to be lunchtime. I know it's probably dinner time or well past for some of you guys. Okay, so we have this A link with the class of search thumbnail. Then we have the get post thumbnail, and there is the end of our A link right there. So we can take this out and we will stick it just above this div. And this code editor is not very pretty. And then we save and refresh. Hopefully we didn't butcher the whole layout. And then I want to quickly take these off. Since it's 178, all our height needs to be is 100, and the aspect ratio should be correct. And then thumbnail image, height is auto, max width is 100%. Is that the one I need to take off? What else do we have? Focus, tags, live search results, thumbnail. That should be it, right? I don't see anything else we would need to take off. Jeopardy music. I know Taylor's typing something. That's why I'm waiting. Okay. Okay, so here is our code, so div class equals, we're going to go with search. What are our other class? So search wrapper is what we'll call this. And then our live search text. So then it's going to be this one right here. Okay. So then we're going to go with down here. We'll just add this search wrapper. And then display is going to be flex. Save. Okay. Seems like we went backward. We for sure did. I'm just... Let me make sure that I did this correctly. I am going to actually take this out. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to put this in my code editor so I can actually see what I'm doing. Take height and width off search thumbnail class. Height and width off search thumbnail class. Got it. Then I need to take this code out. Sorry, 1 second. I just wanted to be able to see what I was editing since that WP file manager code editor is so terrible. Why are the images still cut off? I'm also going to remove that border. I don't really like that actually. Or maybe I'll just make it lighter. What other colors do we have here? Oh yeah, the image has a height and width on the element. In the template. Do what now? Take the height and the width on which element? In search results.php. Where is that? Rich says, why are you doing these edits on your live site? Because I like to live life on the edge. I like to party, dude. The other thing is that this code block was supposed to have a condition on it, but I deleted it earlier and came back to it and forgot. So it was supposed to only be visible to me. So user role equals administrator, close, save. Bam, now nobody can see it. Might be perf matters doing what? Yeah, see, this is far more complicated than the other search functionality. I'm going to try the oxygen search real quick. I wanted to check that. Blame it on perf matters, huh? Oh, yeah. I see how it is, dude. Okay, so let's go with Taylor. I am going to user role equals administrator, save, bam. Okay, I'm gonna display it on this real quick. So I'm gonna test this search form. I can't help because you removed the search. Yeah, I don't really care. It doesn't bother me even slightly that that's visible. Maybe to some people it would. I'll even turn it back on for you. Yes, I know the header looks terrible, but whatever. See, like, it's super close, but the image height and width just doesn't seem to be actually making any change. But I know we had this down here, so if I take this off just temporarily, I don't think it makes any difference. I mean, it makes it a square instead, so they're all the same width and height, but it still just doesn't quite fit. I just want the aspect ratio to be exactly like it is right here. I mean, it's just a rectangle. That's a 16 by 9 instead of a square. And the other thing we still need to do is figure out how to get the search term in the box there. Oh, I thought you meant there was a I thought you meant there was something else, like a class. There we go. Let's do this. Finally, I wish I had understood what you meant earlier. Okay, so now if I delete that, give my header a bit more room. Cool. So maybe the other thing I didn't really consider with this is the image size. So I probably need to register a custom image size rather than medium, because what is this actually pulling in as? 300 by 168, and then I'm shrinking it down to 100. Oh no, intrinsic size is 768 by 432, and the rendered size is 300 by 169. The CSS. Didn't I set my image height somewhere in here? I'm gonna actually take these back out. What did I say it was? 178 by 100. Yeah, okay. So we should be able to now see this. Okay, so now they're smaller. Use max width only or you will bork images. Okay. Am I going to leave the height as is? Oh God, I'm done with this. Nope. It's just like, see, like, why is it then one bigger? It's just so frustrating. I'm gonna go back and change this to thumbnail. I am going to go back to the CSS. I'm going to steal your styling. I actually don't need Oxy Search like you said. I'm going to put this down here. I'm just going to go back to where it was, and I'm just going to be happy. I'm probably going to break it again, but that's okay because I don't want to mess with this anymore. I also need to edit the code right because I changed this. Save and close. Refresh and tailor. That's fine. I'm leaving this as is. I don't feel like messing with this anymore. I'm sick of it. The other thing I wanted to check and see is in our SearchWP settings. Is anybody using this? Me. Only me so far. Is it actually registering when I'm not even pressing enter? I'm gonna try that real quick. So if I guess every page refresh is counting as a Taylor search. So I wonder if I just type in like ASD, it is returning the results. So I do wonder if perhaps it is popping in there. Update class selector. Sweet, thanks, dude. So now, if I come back here, I should have Elementor forever. I appreciate you guys. Now I wanna type in something else. So if I'm just gonna go, if I just spam some letters and numbers, there's no numbers in there, just letters. Oh, it does. That's crazy. So cool. All right. So we're gonna leave this as is for now. So what I want to do is a couple of other things. I want to get it to where the search will return the proper terms. Like whenever you type in a search term and you go to the search results template, I want the form to pull that in automatically. I need to change the hover, as you can see, that alt text. And then I also want to give some time to this SearchWP functionality and see what the search results like. So no results this month, this year, awesome. And then I really want to give some consideration to how this is actually going to impact the site. So the whole reason why I did all of this and just spent 2 hours on this is because I have this feeling that if you have a search-driven site, you're going to get people to where they want quicker, and you may even potentially, convert more sales or whatever your conversion looks like is kind of my thought here. So I know we spent a lot of time in the last maybe 45 minutes just kind of rambling and refreshing and changing tiny little bits of code here and there, but in essence, Taylor's tutorial is relatively simple. So what I'm going to do is give this some time. I'm going to maybe make some more tweaks. And then I'm planning to make another video in the future where we actually go through the impact kind of before and after of adding this search and sticking our navigation behind the off canvas. So hopefully there was a tiny little bit of value out of this stream for you guys. Like I said, this is very much an exploratory stream, so it wasn't quite exactly as seamless as I was hoping for. But then again, streams never are. That's where a video comes in as compared to a stream. So I appreciate every single one of you watching. If you haven't already, please like the stream. We're going to wrap it up here. And I very much appreciate all of you. And until next time, I will see you then. Thank you so much, everybody. Bye-bye.